So let me start presenting. Let me share my screen. Um, so if you go to this particular sheet, for those that are just joining us, if you look at our group, our WhatsApp group, we have a link on the description, and that link will bring you to this particular place. The link will bring you to this particular place. So all the documents we'll be using for our classes will be dropped here. So now we'll be doing Excel intro, that is Excel introduction. We'll be doing that, and maybe sort and filter. We'll be doing those functions today. So those two things, the materials to use for those two things are the ones in front of them. Excel intro is here, and sort and filter too is there. So by the time you open this Excel intro, okay, let me open this Excel intro. I've opened it. Hope you can see my screen now. So now, once you see this, you come to your file and you download. You download as Microsoft Excel. So once you download as Microsoft Excel, you can open it on your system. You can open it on your local computer, and you do the same for the other one too, for sort and filter. But I just need you to concentrate and get sorry. I just need you to concentrate and get what we'll be doing today. So I just need you to concentrate and get what we'll be doing today. So like I said, everything is prepared already. Coming. So let's open our Excel. The class is already being recorded, so we don't have any issue. I'm recording the class already, so don't worry. The class is being recorded. Please, if you are new, can you just drop something on the chat box so I would know you are new? So let me go back. I'm sharing my screen. Mr. Bernard, hope you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So now, this is a sample. Forget about what we have here. Forget about what we have here. Just look at what I want to show you. This is the layout of our Excel. I'm using Excel. I'm using Microsoft 365. That's the reason why it is like this. It's not really different from the ones you'll be using. I know some of us are using 2019, some of us are using 2021. So it's not really different. So in some cases I might have icons, you might be having something else. Sorry, Mr. Bernard, can you accept those that are just coming in? Is it possible for you to accept those that are just coming? Can you just admit them? I don't want to go back.
I'm not I've not been made the admin, so I'm not getting notification.
Okay. Okay. Welcome everyone. So please, so that our class won't be lagging like this, I would want us to all join the class by 8 o'clock. I will always drop the link before it, obviously maybe by 7:50 something or so. So immediately by 8 o'clock, let us all join. So I won't be going back and forth to actually accept or admit people inside the meeting. So like as I was saying, so this is our Excel tool. This is the layout of our Excel. So I will just quickly go through the whole thing and we start today's work. Someone said they can't hear me on the group.
But I can hear you.
The person's name is V. Okay, probably the person's network. The person should try to reconnect. So I'm just looking at my WhatsApp now. I saw the person's chat. So now this is let's start from here. The file. We have different ribbons here. So let's start from I'm coming. So let's start from the file. Now this is just like a folder that houses all other files within our Excel. So these are basically some of the files I have, some of the Excel files that I've opened before. If you look at it, it's showing, okay, 2 minutes ago, this is the one I just opened 2 minutes ago, 6 hours ago, 6 hours ago, this is 2nd of October. So those are the Excel files that I have on my system that I've opened before. So these are new worksheets and these are templates that I want to use. Maybe okay, this is like welcome to Excel, they want to take it all. Even I don't think other Microsoft Office have this particular welcome to Excel and formula tutorial. But don't worry, you don't even need all those things. Yeah, I'm here for you. You don't worry. So now this new means you want to open a new workbook, or you want to open means if I click on open now, it means it take me to my file manager, like this my file explorer. Okay, look at it, I've clicked on it, and let's say I want to pick a particular file from my file explorer. So I can actually pick from here and I'll open it up and it's going to open from my Excel. So this is info about your Excel file. Save, you want to save your Excel file, but in some cases we don't even use some people don't just come back here to say save, they'll just press Ctrl S and they are good. So you can always come here to save, because while you are working you want to save whatever you are doing. Save as means maybe you don't want to save an Excel file again. You have a particular Excel file, maybe you want to save it as another format, or you want to put it in a particular location. So if I click save as now, if I click okay here now, so this is the name. I can decide to change the name. I can decide to change the name, and at the same time I have some other formats. This is an Excel workbook. Some people can say okay, they want you to send it as a CSV file. We'll be talking about all those things later. We'll be talking about Excel files, CSV files, and all those things later. This is print. You all know the meaning of print. Share. Maybe you want to share this particular Excel file. You want to share. Export. You can export this particular file to another tool. Like you want to export goods now, you are taking it from a particular place to another place. So I can export this particular file to another particular place. I can publish this my Excel file. I can publish it. So those are the things. Majorly won't be using all those publish, close for now. Won't be using them. The major thing is how we want to deal with all these things here. So our home tab consists of a lot of functions, a lot of tabs, a lot of functions we'll be dealing with. Now, one thing is, like I said, we have a lot of functions we want to deal with. Then another thing is, I don't want you to come here and say you want to come and cram all those formulas or all those functions. It's not possible because you have a lot. So cramming is not going to be needed, and I'm not going to advise you to cram. Once I'm doing it and you are not getting it, I'm doing it and you are not getting it, please and please, please and please, just make sure you call me back. If you are there, just unmute your mic and talk. What you just did now, I didn't get it. What you just did now, I didn't get it. Do you understand? So please let us know. So then we'll talk about what is here. So this is our normal cut and paste, copy. Then I will talk about format painter later. I'll talk about format painter later. Then this is our alignment. Maybe you want to align this particular text. We'll be using all these tools. Basically when we start using them, you understand them better. So while we are doing our work, I would want us to use them. So while I'm using them, you understand what I'm trying to say. So there's maybe next week or next 2 weeks we'll be doing something on conditional formatting. So you understand the meaning of conditional formatting. Don't worry, today we just deal with some little functions, and we sort our table and we sort everything. So here we can format our table. We can decide to insert, that is, maybe I want to insert a particular column, I want to insert a particular row. I can do all that. I can do all those things. Now if I come to the insert ribbon, this insert means you can insert a lot of things. I can decide to insert a pivot table. We'll be doing pivot table later. I can insert a table. I can insert graphs. I can insert pictures. I can insert shapes. I can insert icons. I can insert a lot of things. I can insert symbols, equations, a lot. So we'll be dealing with all those things later while we are doing those things. When you open your Excel, you can just play around with all these things. You can just play around with all these things. Now, page layout is just basically how you want your page to be. and I don't think anybody wants to tamper with everything that is here. There are some cases where, okay, I'm coming, okay, now look at this. These are the grid lines. Look at all these lines, these vertical and horizontal lines. So if I decide to remove them, if I unclick this, can you see? So some people want it like this. So I love it like this. So now this A B C D E
The
F.
screen is going off.
Huh? I can't hear you. Please, what did you say?
The screen is going on and off.
Okay, my voice is going on and off. Sorry, sorry. It's probably the network. But can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. Sorry. So, as I was saying, we'll be dealing with this. So you can decide if I don't want to show these grid lines. There are some parts that maybe when we want to do our visualization with Excel, you don't want to have all these grid lines. So you can decide to remove these grid lines. So those lines are called grid lines. So these headers, this column A, B, C, D, I can decide to remove them too. So if I remove this now, can you see they are gone? I can decide to put them back. So those are the things we'll be dealing with. Then we have formulas. These are where you have a lot of formulas. There are a lot of sum, average, count, maximum, minimum. There are a lot. Can you see? These are all functions, formulas. You see our financial formulas here. We have financial formulas here. We have logical formulas. We'll be dealing with all these formulas. I'll be explaining the meaning of all these formulas to us. Can you see there are plenty, there are plenty. So it's not something that someone would have to come here and start cramming. You just have to know them. Once you know them, you are good to go. But if you want to cram them here, you are not good to go. It's as good as that. So don't let us cram. There are a lot of formulas. As we are going, you'll be getting them. So look at more functions. I still have statistical functions. Look at them, there are still plenty. Engineering functions, there are still plenty. Cube functions, they are still here. We have info. If you want to get information about some things, they are here. You want to get the compatibility, they are here. And we are still have web services, they are still here. So we still have a lot of things. Now here we deal with our data manipulation. We have a lot of functions that we use to manipulate our data. So there are functions that are, as we are going, you would understand, as we are going, you would understand what I'm saying. I don't want to be coming and going back. I don't know why I can do to that. So we have a lot of things here. I think the review is not really needed, though you can actually check and play around with all these things. You can actually play around with all these things. You can always play around. Don't just leave it as what I've done. No, 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 no. That is not how to learn. If I've done something, go beyond research, do everything, come back, play with it, play with it. Nothing will spoil, it cannot spoil. Play around with what you have. Play around with what you have. And another thing is I would be calling people and I want you to, because I need response. I need response. So I'll be calling people and I will need you to unmute. Sorry. Once I call you, I want you to unmute your mic and answer the question. If you don't have an idea, so you can tell me you don't have an idea. Please and please, if you have any question, you paid for this particular thing. So if you have any question, please tell me. If I'm too fast, please tell me you are too fast. What you just explained, I didn't get it. I'll come back and explain. Please and please. So please don't be shy. So now, you see this particular box, this particular things here, this particular thing that I'm clicking, this ones, these particular things, they are called cells. They are called cells. You see all these ones that is going down like this, all these vertical ones, they are called columns. The horizontal ones are called rows. The horizontal ones are called rows. So this is column A. Everything down is column A. Everything down is column B. Everything down is column C here. Everything from here now. This one is column G. If I click on this E now, That's taking everything down. That's column A. If I click on this, that's column F. If I click on this is column A. Now, that is because we have them aligned column by column. What if I click on this one? Now it's taking it horizontally. That's row 1. Click on this row 2. Then I click on this row 3. Then I click on this row 4. So those are the rows. These are the columns. So now a place where the row and the column intersect, this particular place where I have 144 is called a cell. These things are called cells. So this particular cell, we labeled them based on this column and the row. So this cell is called cell D6 because it is on column D and row what? 6. Cell D6. If I click on this one, you will see it highlighted L what? L8. If I click on this one, you see it highlighted N23. So we have N23 here. N23. You see them highlighted. This is what? H21. And if you don't want to, if you want to see what I'm saying, you see it here. You see it here. Okay, someone is okay. He said she's Miss Christiana, welcome. He said she's knocking at the gates. Welcome. So, like as I was saying, so I have if I click on this particular cell, this cell, so I can tell you, I can say I can call on anybody that this cell is called what? This cell is called what? So just look at the column. This is column T, and the row is what? 9. So I'll say T9. So even if you are confused, maybe some people, some of us, I sometimes when the light is too bright, I will not see very well. So far you have it here. You can see it here. M31 is here too. So you have it here. M31. So someone might be asking you that. Just let me go to cell A2. So A2 is going to be okay. This one A2. This is A2, right? So if I say go to column D5, D5, just D then 5. Okay, this is D5. So that is how we reference our cells. So these cells, they are labeled already. They are labeled already. So I'll call on someone now and I'll tell you to unmute your mic. I'll give you the rows and you will tell me what rows am I clicking on. Please and please. Okay. Sorry. The font size. Okay, I think this is better. This is better. Is this better?
Increase
It's not
more.
better.
Increase.
Increase more is not better.
It's not better.
Yes, increase it more.
Okay. What of like this? Is it better now?
Better. Yes.
It's fair. It's okay.
Now, uncle.
It's okay.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. Um. So I'll call on anybody. So please. So you have to help me reference that cell. Mr. Abdurrafiq. Mr. Abdurrafiq, please unmute your mic. Mr. Abdurrafiq, unmute your mic.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Malga.
So I want to click on some cells. So you tell me, don't look at this place. Don't look at this place. So you tell me those cells I'm clicking on. So
Okay.
so what cell is this?
That will be L9.
L9. Thank you very much. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
S10.
F10. Thank you. Out of this,
G18.
thank you. That's good. Okay, I'm satisfied. Let me call
Thank
another person. Let me call another person. Um, Mrs. Christiana Okoyemi, you said you've been knocking at our gates. Please unmute your mic.
Good evening, now.
Good evening, ma. How are you, ma?
Fine.
Welcome to IJAN.
Thank
So I'll be clicking on some cells and you tell me the name of the cell. So which one is this?
I'm not seeing your this thing.
You can't see my screen.
I'm seeing the screen, but I'm just seeing. I'm not seeing where the mouse is.
This is it. This is
Someone
it.
is there.
Yeah, this one on green, on green.
Okay, you're on H4. How is this? H4.
Look at it. This is 6. This is 6. So is this what?
H,
Okay. Out of this,
H10.
that's HN11. Okay, I can feel maybe it's just. And this is what?
You're on L something. I can't see the
Oh, okay,
logo
okay.
on my
But one thing is, you understand the concept I'm explaining, right? Okay, thank you very
I
much.
think we got. I think we got that part. Move on.
Okay, okay, okay. Can please, sorry, mute your mic. Please mute your mic.
It's coming from Osasi Owens. Yeah.
I'm muting him already. Okay, so I think it's better now. I have some messages. Okay, so now we can continue. So now to the main work. To the main work. Now before all this, let me move to this side. I want to show you something. So let's don't look at what we have there. We'll still be working on that later. So now I can decide to write 1 here. Once I click on 1 on our cell O8, if I click on enter, they accidentally have actually imputed 1 there. If I click on 2, yeah, I've clicked 2. If I click on 3, I'm going like that. Now, what if I want to go to 15 and I don't want to continue writing to 15? It doesn't make sense for me to be writing 1, 2 to 15. When I know, okay, I'm using the 2 should be brilliant enough. Since I have a sequence, I have a pattern of the way I'm going. I'm going 1, 2. The 2, that is Excel, should be able to show you that, okay, you can move anywhere you want to go and I'll be able to follow you. Now I have 1, 2, 3. The next one should be 4, followed by 5, followed by 6, followed by 7. Let me have another one here. I have 5, I have 10, I have 15. So I have another one here. Then I have let me have 3, I have 6, I have 9. So now for this one, okay, let me have another one here. Please just look up. I have this. I have 1. So now look at this. I've entered this. So I want you to look at this. Look at my cursor. It has a big cross sign, a big one. So that is, I'm referencing a cell. That is why it is a big cross sign. If I want to make these other cells underneath that one, everything 1, I'll just come here. Immediately I get to this particular point, can you see the cross has changed to a smaller one? Then I will drag it from with my mouse. I'll just drag it down. Once I drag it down and I drag it to a particular point, it's going to register 1 throughout all those cells. Now I will do that again. I have 1 here. I've said, okay, 1. I want 1 here. If I drag what I have here, if I drag it down, just you want to drag it down. Once you have this cell, just hold on your left key and drag down. Once you drag down to a particular place you want it to be, to that particular point, 1 will be registered all through because the first one is 1 and you dragged it down. I used to call it pass it down. I've passed it down. That is, 1 is there already. But look at this one. I'm not passing anything down because I want it to be what? In a sequence. The next number should be what? 4. The first thing I have to do is I have to click on this 3 first. So Excel would have calculated the sequence that, okay, 1, 2, 3. Nice. You now come down. You come down here where you have this particular small box. You know, if I have it here, I have a big cross. I have a big cross. So if I bring it down here, I have, look at it, to turn to a smaller one. Then from here, I can pass it down. If I pass it down, you see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. Look at another one. Look at this one. if I don't take from the beginning like this, I don't register from the beginning. If I register from the beginning, Excel will be able to know that, okay, you are starting from 5, 10, 15. What if I don't start from 5, 10, 15 and I start from only 15 and I pass it down? So just pass only that 15 down. Do you understand? To pass only that 15 down. But what I have to do is that so far I want this sequence to continue, I will have to click on the 3. So from there, it would have calculated that sequence that, okay, it is going by 5 steps. That first one is 5, the next one is 10, the next one is 15, the next one will be 20. So I can now pass it down. I'll just drag down. I'll just drag it down. Do you understand? Look at this one again. I can do this. Then I'll drag it down. I'll drag it down. Now I still have this. I can still drag down. I didn't drag it to the last one. Perfect. So now, in a case where you want only 2 to be passed down, once you have this, you can just pass it down. 2 is there. But if you want a sequence, definitely you must first calculate that sequence. Let's say I want 1 to 10. I must start 1, enter, put 2 again, enter. So I would know, Excel would have calculated that, okay, 1, 2, then the next one will be what? 3 to 10. Do you understand? So that's the sequence. That is the sequence. I think someone wants to join. Okay. So please, if you have any question, let me know. If you have any question, please let me know. Please let me know if you have any question. We have so this sequence, I think this is explanatory. This is explanatory. So now another thing I want to do is that, okay, let me clear all this. I want to clear all this. Please play with all this when you are in your system. Play with all this when you are in your system. So now look at another thing. Look at another thing. Let me have 1, 2, then I'll have I want to pass it down to 10. To 10. 10. Yeah, this is okay. 10. Then the next one I want to have 10. The next one should be 20. So I have to register everything. So I want to pass it. So it's going to go to 100. Now, what I want to have here is the multiplication of what is here and here. I'll say it again. What I want to have here is like multiplication of 1 times 10, 10. So what will be here will be 10. And what will be here will be 40. Because 2 times 20 is 40. What will be here is 3 times 30 is 90. 90. But I'm doing this manually on my own. This is not normal. This is not what we want to do. Excel should be able to calculate all this for us. Those are the things I'm talking about. Excel should be able to calculate all these things for us. So what do? I want to calculate. And I want to do this times this. I can tell Excel I want to do 1 times 10. I'm coming. Sorry. It's not going to go. Why? Because I wrote 1 star 10. If you want to do anything, that is, you want to calculate anything, or you want to use any formula, or you want to use any function, you must start with an equals to sign. That is the normal thing to do. You must start with an equals to sign. That when I start this place with an equals to sign, I'm telling Excel that, okay, I want to perform a function. I want to do an operation. What are the operations? Maybe I want to do addition, I want to do subtraction, or I want to use any function at all. So I'll tell Excel that, okay, I want to use a function. Later I press equals to sign, I've told Excel that I want to do something. So I'll now tell Excel that I want to do 1 times 10. And I'll click on enter. So once I click on enter, 1 times 10 is what? 10. For the next one, I will now do 2 times 20. It will not go. If I click on enter now, can you see? It's not going. Why? Because I didn't start with what? Equals to sign. I must start this with what? Equals to sign. So enter. Now this is not what we are going to be doing, because I'm still typing it myself. I want to show you how manual is and how automatic is. This is still manual. I'm not going to be doing this. So I'll be deleting this. This is not what we are going to be doing in Excel. If you want to do that, what if it is very long? You can still go down, 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 down. This thing can be as, you know, this is row 1, row 2. This can be like 1 million. So we can't be doing all these things. So what I will do is that I'll start with equals to sign. I will not tell Excel I want to do this particular cell. I'll click on this cell, this one times this particular cell. I'll just click on it. That cell times that cell, and I click on equals to. Once I do that, Excel will understand that yes, this person is trying to calculate something. This person is trying to calculate something. So now, for this particular one, I don't have to calculate for this one again. So far, I've calculated for this one, and it's still the same thing I want to do for these ones. Whatever the operation I want to do for these two, it's still the same operation I want to do for the remaining. I'll just pass down, I'll just drag it down. The normal drag down that we do, I'll just drag down. So 2 times 20 is what? 40. 3 times 30 is what? 90. 4 times 40 is what? 160. That is what I will do. I'll take this again. I'll take this again. So now, what am I going to do? I'll start with equals to sign. Then I'll tell Excel I want to do this times this. Enter. 10. Very good. 10. For this one, I can decide to do equals to this times this. It will do again. But so far I've done for 1, and it's still going to be this times this, and this one too is also this times this. What I will do is just to pass down. I'll just pass it down. I'll just do this. I'll just drag it down. I'll drag it down. So now, in some cases, dragging down too is stressful. The way I'm dragging it down is stressful. For me, I don't drag down because it's stressful. What if I have 1 million rows? Will I be dragging down? Look at it now. Dragging down like this is still stressful. So there should be a way I can just tell Excel that, okay, from this particular place, go to the last number that you have here and calculate for everything. So once I've done for the first one, I'll delete this one, I'll do it again. Equals this cell times this cell. And I click on OK. Once I'm done with that, you see this particular point, I'll not drag down now. I will now double click. I'll just click on it twice. Once I double click, it will just pass it down. It will pass it to the last one. That's what it will do. I've dragged. Dragging can be still manual. Dragging still looks manual. So you just pass it down. So I'll do it again. You just double click. Once you double click, it will pass everything down. It will pass everything down. So now 4 times 40 is what? 160. 5 times 50 is what? 250. So it's so simple. I would want us to, please, if you have any question, please unmute your mic and ask your questions now before I go to the next one. Before I go to the next one, please, and please. Nobody has a question.
You can go ahead. We are getting it.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dara. Sorry, Mr. Larry. So let me continue. So now, then the next thing I want to do is that I've done multiplication. What if it is not multiplication I want to do? What if it's another thing I want to do? I don't want to do multiplication. What I want to do is addition. Equals this cell plus this cell. That's what I want to do. So 1 plus 10 is 11. So it's just the same way, and I will just double click and it will do it. So another thing I want to do is that what if I want to add all these things that are here, I want to add them together. So what I will do, I want to add everything here. I want to add it together. What I will do, like I said, look at this, auto sum. So auto sum now, if I click on it, can you see, immediately I clicked on it, it generated something for me. That thing that it generated, if I click enter, by the time I add everything here, from 1 to this 10, if I add them together, it's going to give me 55. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 5 is 18. Yes. 18 plus this 24. 31. 39. 40. This is going to be 45. and this is 55. So by the time I add everything together, it's going to give me this 55. But now, he wrote out something. What did he write? He wrote out a function, and that function is called sum. So now look at this. I want to sum. Look at what we want to do. I want to sum all these numbers together. I already know the answer is 55. I already know that the answer is 55. So I want to sum it together. How can I sum it? I'll start with equals to sign. Equals to, I will now write the function sum. Sum. Once I write sum, I can see that sum is here already. So far sum is here, that is sum is a function. Okay, I want to sum together. So far I want to sum together, I will start with a bracket. Then can you see, these suggestions are those things that I use. What is the first number? The first number is what? 1. I will write 1, comma. What is the second? Can you see, immediately I wrote comma, it populated to the second one. So what is the second number? 2. But I can't keep on writing all these things. What if there are plenty? I can't keep on writing all these things. So what do I want to sum? I want to sum from this place. Just click on it. I want to sum from this place to where? To this place. So I will say from this particular place to, in Excel means colon. Can you see? This colon means to. So I'm summing from this particular place to where? To this place. So I'm summing from here to here. That is the meaning of sum. And I'll close my bracket. Once I close my bracket and I click on enter, can you see? 55 is there already. I'll do that again. I'll not do it for this one. I'll do it for this one. So what I will do again is, I want to do the sum of all these ones. So I'll say equals to, don't forget, if you want to start a function, you start with equals to sign. Equals to, I want to sum. Sum from where? I want to sum from here to, sorry, colon. Sorry, I'm trying to, colon. To, just come here and click on, this is the last one. I'm summing from this particular point to this point. 017. And I'll close my bracket. If you don't close your bracket, you will not get it. And you click on enter. So by the time I sum all these things together, I will get what? 550. So it's still going to be the same thing for this one. If you want to sum together. What if I want to what? Find the mean or the average of these ones? It's still going to be the same thing. So if I want to find the average now, this is sum. Let's leave that. So let me find the average. Average. So how am I going to look for the average? It's going to be equal to, I will now click on, I will write average. Okay, average is here. Average is a function. Thank God. I will now click on it. From where to where? The average from this particular point to where? To this place. And I'll close my bracket. Average is the same thing as mean. So if I'm looking for mean, it's the same thing as average. And I click on enter. So the mean is what? 5.5. That is, the average is 5.5. What if I want to look for the maximum number? I already know that the maximum number here is 10. I already know that the maximum number here is 10. So what I will do is that I will now come here. How do I find the maximum? I'll start with equals to sign, don't forget. Equals to sign. I will now click on max. Okay, there's max. I say returns the largest number in a set of values. Okay, this is what I need. Max. I'll now start with, I'll put a bracket. Max from where to where? From this particular number to, sorry, to where? To this number. Then I'll close it. Our max should be 10 because the maximum number here is 10. So let's look at it. 10. Can you see it's working? Here again, I'm not looking for max. I'm looking for what? Mean. The minimum. The minimum number here is what? That is the smallest, is what? 1. So how do I find mean? Equals to mean. Can you see? Mean. Then I'll open a bracket. From where to where? From here. I don't know why it's doing all this. So here. Then I'll close my bracket. Can you see? The minimum number here is what? 1. So that is how all these are working. That is how they are working. So having said that, if you be having any question, please ask. If you're having any question, please ask.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, how are you doing today, sir? Actually, I want to know how you are getting that sum. Is it right click or there's a special function to it, like that dot that is in that column? Is it there that are going to right click to get the sum or the
I'm not
average or this
this
thing
one.
that I have put in there?
Yes.
Yes,
So I wrote equals to on your keyboard. Just write equals
yes.
to, then write sum. SUM. Just write it.
Okay.
You just
Is
write
that
it
what I need to
normally.
do?
Just write it
Okay,
normally.
okay,
Thank you.
okay,
So who's having a
okay,
question
understood.
again? Please, who's having a question? How we got all this? How we got all this? So I want us to come back here. I want us to come back here and see something. Now this is the data set. This is basically this is basically what we'll be dealing with as a data analyst. Like I said earlier, you need data, and this is the data we are talking about. This is the data. I think someone is, yeah. So I think everyone is here already. So this is our data, and we would look at our data, and the first thing is we need to understand this data. Now this is the employee ID. On every ID card at our place of work, we have our ID. So this is the employee ID. This is the name of the person. That is the name of their employee. This is how much they are earning per hour. How much they are earning hourly wage per hour. So per hour, Julia is earning $14.25, and she has worked 158 hours. She has worked 158 hours. So same thing for James. Same thing for this person. So all their um these are all their names, all their hourly wage, and the hours they have worked. Now, there's something called taxable income. Taxable income is their gross income before you remove tax. Before you remove tax, how much are they going to pay? Do you understand what I'm saying? Before they remove tax, how much are they going to pay? So how much are you going to get paid before they remove tax? It's going to be your hourly wage times the number of hours that you have worked. Assume you are collecting $10 per hour. So if you have worked 5 hours, it means you'll be collecting $50. How did you get $50? 5 times 10, 50. So this person has worked for 158 hours and is collecting $14.25 per hour. So how much is going to be his gross income? It's going to be this times this. What I just said now, you don't understand. Please unmute your mic and let me explain. Tell me you don't understand so I will explain better. Please and please, we must get this. We must get this. So it's like everybody understands. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. So now, how do I do this? I can't be doing, like I said earlier, I can't be doing this. I'll write it out in full times this. No, that is not what we are going to do. What I need to do is I'll start with equals to sign. Someone is just coming in. So what I want to do is that I will start with what? An equals to sign. Equals to this particular one times this. That is what I want to do. This times this. And I click on enter. Once I do that, immediately it has done it for me. Immediately it has done that for us. Someone just coming in again. Yeah. I'll come again. So now, this is our hourly wage, the amount we are collecting per hour. This is the number of hours we have worked. This is our total income, that is the gross income. The gross income before they remove tax. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do something like this. Equals, how do I get my gross income? The number of hours, the number of hours you have worked times the amount to be paid by per hour. The number of hours you have worked times the number of times the hour, the amount you are paid per hour. You are paid $14.25 per hour, and you have worked 158 hours. So how much is your gross income? It's going to be this one times this one, and you click on enter. Once you do that, you will see that your answer is this. Now that is not the end. I want to do for others too. I want to do for others. So what am I going to do? I can decide to drag down to the last one. To the last one. Can you see? Dragging down is still kind of difficult. It's still difficult. So you can decide to drag down to the last person. And it has done it. It has dragged it down. Or better still, I can decide to just double click on this one. Still the same thing. Still the same thing. Now I have values here. I have all these ones. They are errors. Why are they errors? Because I don't have any value here. This one I'm still coming back. I can decide to delete all these ones. This is not what I need here. So to the last one, I have this. I have this, and everything here is correct. You might decide to check and see whether what the answers you have here are correct. But I'm very sure they are correct. So we've done this. Now they already told us that our tax rate is 0.07. That is, it's like they are telling you that. I want to explain the 0.07, our tax rate. It's like you are collecting 100 naira at the end of the month. 100 naira. That's your gross income. So the government is going to be like, you pay tax, and they'll tell you to pay 7%. Let's say they tell you to pay 7%. 7% means that they will remove 7 naira from your gross income. So by the time you are going home, your company will be giving you 93 naira. Your company will be giving you 93 naira. So normally you made 100 naira, but you pay tax. Everybody is entitled to pay tax. So you would have to pay tax, and the government already said your tax is 7%. Sorry?
I'm sorry.
Are you asking a question?
The taxable income, how you calculated it?
I can't hear you. Hello? Miss Christiana, please, you have a question?
Yes? Yes, I said I didn't get how you calculated the taxable income.
I have not. Okay. You didn't get how I calculated the taxable income. Okay.
Because I'm trying to connect with my system because I'm not understanding the thing.
All right. I will explain again. So now, let me have this to be gross income. Gross salary. So this will be better. So tax is here, and our take home. Take home is the amount you not take home. Now, gross salary. You are working, and per hour they are paying you this amount. This is the amount they are paying you per hour. Coming. This is the amount they are paying you per hour. You already said it's hourly wage per hour. Now this is the number of hours you have worked. How do you get your gross salary? The gross salary was empty before. So how do I get my gross salary? So it's going to be equal to this times this, and I click on enter. Because Excel is so good, it will calculate it for us. And since Excel has done that for us, it has calculated. I want to do for others too. That same thing that I did now, I want to do it for others. If you look at this now, what did Excel do? Excel did C2. What is C2? C2 is this one. And times what? Times D2. And what is D2? Look at D2 here. So that is why we got this. And if you look at this, if I click on this cell, can you see? C2 times what? D2. I want to do the same for all these ones. So what will I do? I'll just double click Once I double click on that small square, I'll have all these populated. I'll have all these populated. I can delete this. These are the errors. I can delete this. So I have all this here already. So you can decide to check. This times this will give you this. 13.75 times this will give you this. This times this will give you this. You can check. But I'm very sure that is the answer. That is our gross income. That is the amount our company is supposed to pay us. But because the government would remove tax, right? The government is going to remove tax. And they already told us that the tax is what? This is, let me just say 7%. 7%. So our tax rate is 7%. 7% is the same thing as 0.07. So let me just leave it as 7%. Okay. Now, that is 7% of your gross salary. That's what they will remove. So if you are earning 100 naira, they will remove 7 naira. If you are earning 200, they will remove 14 naira. Sorry, who is that? Someone should unmute their mic. Okay, thank you. Okay, so 7%. So I want to know the tax that each person will be paying. The tax that each person will be paying. How will I know? Okay, this is going to be equals to this 7%, right? 7% times your gross salary. So I can decide to do something like this. I'm coming. 7% times, what's your gross salary? This one. That is our gross salary. Enter. So this person now is paying a tax of $157.61. That is the tax the person is going to be paying. The tax the person is going to be paying. That is the tax the person is going to be paying. For that person, because I've already done 7% times his own gross salary. And I can pass it down to know the tax that every other person will be paying to. I'll just double click. So this is the tax everybody is going to be paying. So this person is making 2,480 and his tax is what? $173.60. Do you understand? So this is the tax everybody is going to be paying. The tax anybody is going to be paying. So now, I think someone wants to enter. I'm coming. I'll call on anybody. Mrs. Anuoluwapo, please unmute your mic. How much do you think the take home will be? What do you think we can do to get our take home? That is the amount we'll be taking home. Mr. Anuoluwapo, are you there?
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening, ma. So what do you
Yes,
think our
sir.
take home will be?
The take home will be the gross salary minus taxes to be paid.
Thank you very much. You are very, very correct. So far I know that this is the tax I'll be paying to the government. And you'll be removing it from my gross salary. How will I know my take home? It's going to be this one minus this one. This one minus this one. That is going to be my what? Take home. That's going to be the salary I'll be taking home at the end of the month. So how will I do that? I'll start with equals to sign. Don't forget. This one minus this one. That is what? My take home. And I'll click on enter. So it has actually removed 157 from this. I want to do for others too. So I what? Pass down. I'll pass it down. Can you see I'm having dash dash dash? I'm having dash 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 because there is nothing here. So I can decide to delete all this. This is the last person. The last person is number 70, Courtney. So I can decide to delete all that. So if this person is making $2,100, his tax is what? 147. And at the end of the day, it's going to be going home with what? $1,953. That is what you'll be taking home. Now, look at this. This is the way they are able to prepare your employee salary broadsheet. Because at the end of the day, they won't be inputting for everybody one by one. So far they know the percentage of your tax, they know your gross salary, and they know your tax. They will just remove it and they will know your net income. So this is the amount that will be paid to your what? To your account, to your bank account. So now, someone has said they want to get the total. This column is for what? Hours worked. So they want to get the total hours worked, the total gross income, the total tax paid, and the total take home. So now let's assume that the company wants to calculate how much are we paying for all our staff for this month. They will come to this take home and you calculate everything that they are doing. Everything. I don't know if you guess what I'm saying. Now, I want to calculate the total hours worked. The total hours worked. I can do that. If I want to calculate the total gross salary, the total tax, the total take home, I can do everything. And what do I have to do? I'll just click. I can decide to do this. Look at what I will do. This is going to be equals to sum, right? What we did earlier. From which point? From this point, D2 to, have you seen it? The first one is D2 and the last one is what? D71. You can decide to write it yourself. D71. If you look at it, it has actually calculated everything to D71. And I'll close my bracket. And I'll click on enter. So it has calculated everything. This is the total hours everybody worked. So the total hours is what? 9,367 hours. 9,367 hours. Now, I don't need to do the same thing for this one. So far I've done for this one. I calculated everything. Instead of dragging down now, I will now drag to the right for others too. So I've calculated for others too. I don't know if my magic is, if you understand that my magic. You know, I've calculated everything for this one. Let me do for this one too. So this one is going to be from, sorry, equals sum. The first cell is what? E2. E2 to E70. E70. Then I'll close my bracket. Enter. I don't know why did it calculate for this one. Sorry. Let me delete this. I'll delete this too. So it has calculated for this. You see, this is for everybody. For this one, this is going to be from equals to sum.
Sorry, sorry.
Okay.
Your it's E71, not E70.
Oh, sorry, E71. The last one is E71.
Exactly. I was about to say the same thing.
Thank you. It means you are following me. Thank you very much. Those are the mistakes. So thank you. It means you are following. So it's going to be E71. E71. Thank you. I've corrected it too. So now this is our answer. So now for this one, so it's going to be from equals sum from what? F2 to F71. I don't know why it's calculating for this. Let me delete this. And for this is going to be what? Equals to sum G2 to G71. Good. That's worked. So now what I did earlier was that I said instead of, okay, now we've done that. Don't let me scatter everything. We've done that. You understand this already. You understand how we got our total. So this is the total salary that was paid to everybody after tax. This is the total tax that was paid. This is the total gross income. This is the total number of hours everybody worked. What if I want to find, you know, this column is for hours. I want to find the average hours. Average. So it's going to be equals to average. Open your bracket. From where? From D2. Same thing. No, because we were doing total with this sum. So it's going to be D2 to D71. Same thing. Same thing. So I'll come here. I'll do the same thing. Equals average E2 to G71. And I'll close it. Do you understand? That is our average gross income. For this one, I'm going to be doing equals average from where? F2 to F71. And for this one, I'm going to be doing equals average from where? G2 to G71. So now I can see from here that I have my average income. This is the average hours.
Hello,
Sorry?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Please, I want to confirm. Can't we use for the summation? Can't we use that summation function? That's auto sum instead
Yes,
of.
we can. Yes, we can do it. I'm still coming there. For us to get the total number of what? The total number instead of having all instead of doing the sum, because what auto sum will do for us is that it's still going to do that sum. It will write that sum for us. Assume I want to do auto sum of this one now. If I want to sum everything, it's going to be from G2 to what? G73. If I want to add everything in this column. So if I want to use auto sum, if I click on this auto sum now, I'm coming. I don't know what's happening. I'm coming. So what auto sum will do? I'm coming. Okay, it has done it. I cancel it back. So what AutoSum will do, I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening to. What AutoSum will do will still be this formula that we wrote. It will immediately write this formula and you write enter. Do you understand? So even if you want to do AutoSum, you can actually click on it and you do AutoSum. So now, let me do, I'm coming. I would still do that. AutoSum is like a shortcut. But don't worry, let us know the basics first. So we can always do that. I'm coming. So let's get the highest. How do I get the highest? There's nothing like highest as a function. If you want to get the highest, you use what? Max. If you want to get the lowest, you use what? Mean. To get the lowest, you get the mean. So now, so what will I do? I will do this. If I want to get the maximum, I will say equals max. But for your question, AutoSum will work. Yes, the same thing. So equals max from where? From D2 to what? D71. So what is the maximum number of hours someone has worked? 208. So someone actually worked 208 hours. I'm trying to look for the person. This is the person, Louis. So Louis worked for 208 hours. So now what I want to do now is, instead of doing for all these ones, I can actually pass it like this. Do you understand? I've passed it like this. I don't know if you get what I just did. I'll do it again. To get the maximum, I'll say equals max.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, equals max. You know, we do it from D2 to D71. Enter. 208. Now, I'll come here. I still want to use that max formula here too. I'm still going to use that max formula here too. Instead of now writing everything again, what I will just do is that since I've done it for this one, I will now pass it. The way I used to pass down, I will now pass it to the right because I want my answers towards the right. I will now pass it to the right. So from this small box here, I will now drag it to the right. Do you understand now?
Yes, we do.
Thank you. So now for the lowest, it's going to be equals mean, open your bracket, from what? D2 to D71. Thank you. Enter. What's the lowest? 69. So someone works for 69 hours. If I want to find the lowest for others too, I will just pass to the what? To the right. I will pass to the right. So this is the lowest gross income. This is the lowest tax. And this is the lowest what? Net income. From here, number of employees. From here, you can just see that the number of employees here. Here you have 71. And here you have what? 2. So from here, it's starting from what? This particular point. I will sort that for you now. That is under count. We'll be doing our count function later. So I don't want to scatter anything. So what we have
I
now.
want to ask a question. Sorry.
Okay. Please, if you have a question, please ask.
Yes, the double clicking, does it work for only rows, column?
Yes.
Only.
Now,
It doesn't work for rows.
one thing is, if I had wanted to pass it like this, even if I had done it like this, it will pass it down like this. Look at what I'm doing. Can you see? This particular one changed. You didn't move it to this point. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Thank you. So now, that is one of the things we'll be doing. So this is like, now you are able to solve a problem for some people. This is some people's problem. They can't be doing it. Now look at, let me say, this is the federal government's employee salary sheet. And the number of workers federal government are paying every month is actually more than 72. It's going to be up to millions, up to millions, and they wipe everything on the sheet. So now it's not going to be possible for someone to be doing it manually, obviously. So once they do for the first person, they can pass it down. So it's still going to be the same thing for the next person. But I was expecting someone to ask me a question. That when I wanted to calculate this tax, this 7%, I wrote it in full. I didn't click on this cell. I wrote it in full. Why didn't I click on that cell? Do you understand that question?
Sorry.
That question that I just asked.
Sorry, I can't hear you clearly.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, you did click on it before.
You did click on it. You did.
But you just said you went back on it and say, okay, let's do it manually.
Manually, thank you.
Clicking on it, yes.
Now, I will tell. Someone wants to answer.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes. The reason why you didn't click on the cells because if you clicked it and you populated the formula downward, it will pick picking cells that are below it, and you wanted to use the absolute value of that cell.
Thank you very much. Wow. Now I will explain what you just said. If I had done it like that, there's a reason why. No, I picked it at first, then I returned it because I didn't want to confuse you. That was why I returned it back. So I'm going to explain the reason why I didn't do that. So now look at this. I'll go back to my Excel and I'll show you. Assume I have.
Yeah, so can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Do you have a question?
Yes, you took me again. Yeah, I wanted to know the month you took leave again.
You wanted to know?
July. Okay. That was it's alright, it's fine. I've already sent you the document.
Sorry. I think that person was disturbing us. So please and please, when we are in class and we don't have anything to say yet, please let us unmute our mic. Now look at this. I can delete all this. You can have you have the recordings. Let me delete all this so we have the perfect step. So look at what I have here. And I have, let me have I want to multiply everything here by 3. Everything here, I want to multiply it by 3. So I'm going to say, let me have that 3 here. 3. Let me have 4 here. Let me pass it down. Now, what I want to do is that I'm not multiplying this and this together. What I want to do is I want to do this one. I'm coming. Let me arrange it. So now what I want to do is I want to have this one times this one. That's what I want. And for the next one, I still want 20 times 3. I don't want 20 times 4. For the next one, I want 30 times 3. For the next one, I want 40 times 3. I want everything to be multiplying this 3. I don't want them to be multiplying the next number beside them. But if I pass it down, what it will do is that it's going to be multiplying the numbers in front of it. It's going to be multiplying the numbers in front of it. That is why I didn't click on this cell. If I click on this cell, it's going to be multiplying with all these rows below it. And that is not what I want. I want everything to be multiplying this 7%, right? So everything here must be multiplying 7%. What I want here is that everything here should be multiplying what? 3 only. 40 times 3 should be 120. So how am I going to do that? That was why in context what I did was that I did equals to, and I said this times, instead of clicking on this, and I wrote 3 and I clicked enter. So far it is 3. 3 is a constant number, so 3 will not change. So I can pass it down. So 20 times 3 is 60. 30 times 3 is 90. 40 times 3 is 120. Because I want that 3. But there should be a way I can do it, that I don't have to write that 3. I don't know if you are getting me. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. There should be a way I can
Can you
write.
please just a little bit backward?
Okay.
For that column that you just solved now, that
Okay.
3 times 10, that will bring it all down. 3
Okay.
times 20, you understand? So please just a little bit back, please.
Okay, no problem. I would explain again. So now, the thing now is I have now if I do this, look at this. If I do 10 this particular cell times this particular cell, and I click on enter, I'm going to have 30, right? And if I populate it down, what I will have is 20 times 4, 30 times 5, 40 times 6. But this is not what I need. What I need is that I want an answer that will show me all these numbers here multiplied by this one. That is 10 times this 3 only. So the next one now, if I say 10 times this, is okay. What I want here is 20 times 3, not 20 times 4. I want 20 times 3. That is what we want. There are some cases where this is what you want. For the next one, I want 40 times that 3, not 40 times 6. I don't want the number beside it. I want you to multiply this 40 and 3. I want you to multiply 50 and 3. So this 3 is a constant number. I want all the numbers in this particular column to multiply what? Only 3. That is what I want. So what can I do? I can do something like this. I will say equals to this one times, I will now say 3. That is what I did. Now I said 7% times that number. So this one times that 3. So far I'm doing this one times that 3. The next one will be this one times 3, because I'm writing the 3 in full. I'm not using a cell. So can you see? 30 times 3 is what? 90. 50 times 3 is what? 150. 100 times 3 is what? 300. But how can I write it? Instead of writing that 3, there should be a way I can write it. There's something we call locking. We want to lock that cell. We want to lock it. Let me delete this again. Now look at something. I want to explain why this is moving. Let me do the normal one. This times this. I'm explaining again and again so that you understand. So now I have this 10 times 3. I did this cell times this cell. So if I pass it down, look at it now. I'm having 10. Look at it. Look at it from here. Let me increase. I don't know if you can see this. This is K8 times L8. What I have here. You did K8. This is K8 times L8. That's what I have here. So for this one now, you did K9 times L9. So as it is going, the thing is moving. So the next one is going to be what? The next one is going to be what? K10 times L10. This one is what? K11 times L11. The next one is what? K12 times L12. The next one is what? K13 times L13. So as I'm going down, the rows, the rows are changing. As I'm going down, the rows are changing. So the rows are changing too as I'm multiplying. But what I want to do now is that I don't want it to be multiplying the one beside it. I want it to multiply only this one, which is L8. I want everything here to multiply L8. So what am I going to do? I will say equals to this one times L8, Abby, times this one. But now, this L8, I will lock it. There's something we call lock. Lock. I will introduce this dollar sign. Once I lock it, look at what will happen now. If I click on enter, it will do 30, Abby. If I pass it down, can you see? Everything here is still multiplying that 3. So if you look at it now, because I've logged it, it is K9 times L8, K10 times L8, K11 times L8, K12 times L8. So that locking means that don't change all these ones. Just take only that cell that I gave you. That is the meaning of that locking. Then how do we lock? How did I lock it? I'll show you now. How did I lock it? Equals, I did this times this. Then I want to lock this one, only this one. This is cell L8, this one. That's the one I want to lock. I don't want this one to change. I want everything here to be changing. That is, the next number will be 20, the next number will be 30. But this one, everything here will be multiplying only 3. That is why I'm locking that cell. So how will I lock it? I'll just click on this. That is that cell. That cell, I'll click on it. And I'll click on F4. I'll click on that cell. I'll highlight it. Look at it. I'll highlight it. Only that L8. L8 is this 3. Where that cell I can find 3. And I click on F4. Once I click on F4, it will do it. I can click on F4, or you can introduce the dollar sign yourself. You can decide to introduce the dollar sign yourself. You put the dollar sign beside the letter and beside the number. And you click on enter. Once you click on enter, you can now populate it down. You can decide to populate it down. You can decide to populate it down. So now I'll take questions. I know you have a lot of questions, and I'm ready to take your questions. So who is going first?
Please, sir, is this class recorded?
Yes, it's recorded.
Okay. Please, I missed the first class. Will I get the recorded version too?
No, the first class is just an introduction. Today, we are just starting the technical things today. So it's just an introduction to, so we didn't have a recording for that. So, welcome. I think by the time we are done, those that are just joining us would stay behind. So we'll do a little introduction. So,
okay. Thank you.
Any other question? Please, you should have questions. So if you have questions, please unmute your mic and ask.
Hello.
Thank you, sir. I'm here with you, sir.
Okay. If we go to that our cell,
yes,
you know, when you multiply the hours worked,
yes,
and the hourly wage,
yes,
there's a dollar sign in the hourly wage.
Yes.
If you try to multiply both of them, it will give you an error message.
No, I didn't get an error. That was why I did. If you look at it, I did C2 times D2.
Well, I have tried it. I am getting an error.
Okay. Now I want you to do something. I know the reason why you're getting an error. Now look at this. Click on this C. Please and please. The reason why it's getting an error, everybody should look at it. What he said was that he multiplied this one and this one together, and instead of having an answer here, he got an error. So why is he having an error? Things like this used to occur. So why is he having an error? So now, click on this C column.
Yeah.
What are you having here? What do you have here? General.
It's tiny. I can't see it.
As in, you have something. You have something here. What do you have there?
Custom.
Your own is saying what?
Let me check my own.
So make sure, and for this one, make sure it is in. Make sure so far. One thing is make sure everything here is in number. Now this one is in currency, so I can leave it as currency. I've written it currency because I've changed my own currency to what? Naira. I can edit all these things. We'll be doing all those ones later. But I don't know the reason why you're having this.
My own is showing general.
General. So change it back to normal.
Yes.
Change it to number. Change it to this hourly wage. Click on it and change it to
Okay,
number.
to number.
Yes, change it to number. Go
Okay.
to the hours worked again. Change it to number. Number.
Okay.
Now try it again. Let's see if it works.
Number. Okay, let me try. Equals.
This time this. So let's see if it works. So now that is his own question. Who has a question again? Has it worked?
May I have a
Coming
question?
up.
So,
Okay.
my own
It's still
question
showing
is
me
not
error.
Still giving you error. Okay, I will see to that
Yes.
later after the class. You can just hit me up on WhatsApp. Okay.
okay. Mine too is concerning this Excel. Mine is saying I should buy it. I should buy it in a country. I forgotten. I
365.
don't know. Yeah.
Are you
So that
using you didn't crack it's like you didn't crack the Microsoft. You've not cracked your are you using a
You
okay.
downloaded from the link I shared.
You download from the
did you
link
see
you
the
shared.
link?
Okay,
No.
we'll talk about that later. Mr. Samuel actually helped us by sharing the link. He's going to share it
Thank
again.
God. Oh.
So
Please reshare. Thank you.
that link consists of it is a link that will make you download the Microsoft Office again. So
Okay.
once you download the Microsoft Office again and you follow the instructions, you are good to go. So I would
I just
advise you. I would
should I
advise
delete
you.
or uninstall these ones?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to say. That you should uninstall this, so that won't corrupt the new one you'll be installing.
Does it have
So
Microsoft? Okay, it has all the Microsoft Excel, Word, and all those things.
yes, this is the Microsoft Office package, so it will have
All
everything.
right. Thank you so
So
much.
sorry, who has a question? I know we have questions. Please ask.
So, if you have messages on the ones you have before, when you install, everything will go.
Okay. He said once you install, every other thing will go. But there are some that it won't go. There are some that it would have I was having an issue like that. I was trying to install another one. I didn't uninstall the first one, so I was still having issues. So it's always good to uninstall the first one, then you install the next one.
So what about your messages you've stored? What happens to them?
No, everything is still going to okay. The whole file, your files are still going to be there. You can try at the end of the day. Okay, you can just install it. Don't worry, but your files are still going to be there. Just that you have anything to open it.
Okay.
You won't just
Your
have anything
files
to
will be
open
there.
it.
Your files will be untouched.
Your files will be untouched. Nothing will happen to your files. So
Okay.
what again do we have? Who is asking a question?
I want to ask
I have a
if
question.
it doesn't sound somehow.
No question
Uh,
sounds somehow.
all these abbreviations, all this shortcut and stuff. Do you really have? I should not say record. I should have say like
A template where you can be seeing it.
exactly where you can actually be seeing them.
They are not see
You
one
know,
thing
we
is
are humans. We are prone to forget or mix up somehow. You understand? You know,
yes.
sometimes if you are trying to do something and you get it mixed up, it will be as if you don't even understand it at all.
I
You
really
understand?
Mr.
But you can
Mr.
actually have somebody to refer, just that template. You go back to it and say, okay, yeah, this is how it is.
There is a template and I'll be
Okay.
giving you the template. I will look for the template. I'll send it to you before the next class. But one thing
Okay.
is, I actually love your question. Please, questions like this, please ask. There is a template. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because I don't want you to cram this. I don't want you to cram all this. Please and please, no cramming. Please and please, we must not cram it. So now, it is because all these functions that we are still using are some things they are things that we are familiar with. Like you want to add and sum, they are the same thing. So if you want to sum, you can just say sum. Means minimum. Max means maximum. You understand? But everybody, we are not the same. So please, you must not cram. You must not cram. So I'll look for a template. There's always a template. I used to see it around. So I'll send to the group. So you can only see that okay, sum means addition. So if you want to do your multiplication, you know what to do, you know all these things. So I'll look for the templates. Any other question?
Okay,
I have a
please. My
question.
question is.
I have,
Mr. Temitope
I want.
Ariyo.
Okay, thank you. So my question is, prior to this particular class, you made mention of cleaning of data, stuff like that we keep
Yes.
even in Excel.
Yes.
Assuming this is a project for us,
Yes.
to implement and we want to do it. So
Yes.
how do we clean this particular data?
Now, this particular data is not dirty. You understand? This particular data is not dirty. That's why we can use it. What I'm still doing now is I'm teaching you just all these functions first. We've not done a project.
Okay.
This might come as a project. Some people would have this type of thing and they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to go with it, how to go about it. They know only how to do it manually. And it's so huge for them that they can't do it manually. So it might serve as a project. So now at the end of the day, it is already clean because what I'm bringing to the class now is already clean data. But as we are going, by the time we want to undo a normal project, we would have to clean first. Do you understand? We would have to clean first. But I want to teach you the functions bit by bit. Do you understand? So, Mr. Bernard, let me have your question.
Okay, yeah, I have a question. I have two questions.
Okay, no
The
problem.
first one was when you were explaining the sum, the maximum and the minimum.
Yes.
And when you got the answer for, let's say, row A, and you dragged, okay,
to the side. That I drag to the side.
yes, you drag to the side, yes. Now my question is, for example, now let's say we have a project and we have up to from row A to from row A to row Z.
Okay.
Are we going to drag from the first one down to row Z, or can we also do? Is there any other shortcut we can also use to sort that out?
Okay, I get your question. So now, one thing is, the default setting for this is to go down. Do you understand?
Yes.
The default setting for this is to go down. So now, once you want to do this, you do it like this. This is the normal way to do it. Now, your question is, what if I still have a lot of things? Will I keep on dragging to the last one, right?
Yes.
Now, for what we have now, you will drag it because the default is to go down normally. Do you understand? But one thing is,
okay,
we always have answers to our questions. It's not always going to be like this. Now, what do I mean by we always have answers? Now we can transpose our data. What do I mean by transpose? I can change my data. That is, I'll make the rows columns and I'll make the column rows.
okay.
Do you understand? So now this is this now, the way it is now, I will change the orientation. So this hourly wage, all these headers now, they are going to be here. They are going to be here. Then all these values, they will line up here. So with that, I can now do what I want to do. I can pass it down. Once I'm done passing it down, then I will return it back again.
Okay.
But we will be doing something like that later. So I don't want to. That's why I said we should just continue for now. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, I do.
So the
The
second
second question. Yes, the Excel you are using is the one in an application, and the one I'm using is the spreadsheet. Am I going to be able to use it to perform data analysis function like the spreadsheet without using this particular Excel you are using?
Now, one thing is, I'm not getting your question, but if you go to the link here, you can have it here. You have it downloaded. This is a Google Sheet. This is not Microsoft Excel. It's like you're having WhatsApp on Android and WhatsApp on iOS. Two different things. So this serves as like Excel too. But this is not Microsoft Excel. This is a Google Sheet. All the functions you can do on Microsoft Excel, you can also do it here. But for this class, we are using Microsoft Excel. So because I want to host it, I want to make it live. That's why I have it here. So what you just have to do is, once you click on this, it will open this sheet. Can you see? This is what we worked on. Now, this is what we worked on now. So download it. You download it as Microsoft Excel on your system. Once you finish downloading it as Microsoft Excel, then you can open it with the Excel you downloaded on your system.
Okay.
So it will come out like this. It will come out like this now.
All right.
Do you understand? Have I answered your question?
Yes, you did.
Okay. So, any other question? Mrs. Anoluwapo, no question.
Sorry, I've tried
No question.
inserting. Okay.
Okay. Mr. Rio.
Okay, so sorry, I've tried this Microsoft Excel trying to insert this currency sign, but I
Yes.
discovered that sometimes it gives me errors,
Yes.
and I won't be able to get what I want, especially
Yes.
when I'm trying to
Okay.
insert one side probably in one column and the other one does not have. So I'm trying
Okay.
to probably do the multiplication. I will always get the error. So I
Yes.
don't know how you do the insertion, as in how you inserted your
Okay.
own, and yes,
Okay.
the currency sign.
Thank you very much. You see, one thing is those currencies they tend to create problems sometimes. So I used to face those questions, those problems too. So one thing I do is at the end of the day, I know what I'm dealing with. The currencies are always uniform, majorly. So sometimes you have your currencies in dollars, sometimes it's in naira. So far I know my currency is in naira, I will remove all the currencies first. By the time I'm done with all my analysis, you see those columns that need currency, I will now go and put it back. Do you understand what I said?
Getting you.
Once I once I start, I will remove all those currencies. Something like this. Look at this. This has currency, right? This has currency, dollars. So what I will do is I will just change it to number. So changing it to number, there is no currency again. The dollars is gone, right? Once I'm done with the whole project, I will now come back and put currency. But my own default currency is in naira, so I can always change it. Can you see? Naira, you can change it to dollars. This is not Canadian dollars. We have let me just put any dollars there. So can you see the dollars is back? That's when I'm done with the whole thing. I can always come back and put the dollars. But if I want to start so that the whole sign will not give me problems, I would immediately remove them first. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir? Hey. Hello. Sorry, this was my network. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you now.
Okay, it was my network. Sorry. So let me share my screen. So do you understand, Mr. Ario? Do you understand why this is?
This class is going to end in 6 minutes. So
Okay. There's no problem. I would always create another link. Don't worry. I'll create another link. I don't understand what is happening. We already moved to premium. I don't understand. We will sort that later, sha. You can always join. You can always join. So I want to know if Mr. Ario, have you gotten the solution to what I just said?
The manipulation of data or what have you we might have done, then we can now add the currency sign.
Later, when we are done. So who has a question again? Then I saw someone. I saw new faces. Osasio Wens. The person is new. I want to meet the person. Elizabeth. The person is new. Um, Thomas Opeyemi. So the person is new too. So I would. This is going to be the end of today's class. You have I'll be dropping some assignments before the next class. You see the assignments. I'll give you directions on what you'll be doing. Then another thing is for those of us that are new, can you just okay? I would. This is 9 for 7 already. So please and please, my GM is open. You can always enter my GM. Bernard Dominic is our governor, is our class governor. You can always reach out to him too. If you have any question, please put it on the group. Everybody, we are all willing to answer you. Our class for
Sorry, please.
tomorrow. Okay.
What's your DM, please? Your DM.
I will drop a message on the group now. You'll see.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm actually looking through my Excel now, but actually what you have been displaying here is quite different from what I have on my system. So I'm thinking about the one that Mr. Samuel said is actually going to drop for us, because I tried it the other time, it dropped it. I clicked on it and I was not able to download it.
We'll
Is
be
there any
giving.
special form to read?
I think the class governor will get to you. Mr. Ben, me and Mr. Ben had talk about that. We'll get
Okay,
to you,
no
sir.
problem. Okay.
Please, you can just enter his DM. So we'll sort that. That's no problem. So tomorrow's class will be starting by 7:45. 7:45. Tomorrow's class will be starting by 7:45. And majorly, I want the new people to join early. I want the new people to join as early as 7:45. So those that are actually that were here last week, you can wait till 8 o'clock before you join the class. But those that were here that are just joining today, please join the class 7:45. So I can use 15 minutes to do a brief introduction. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So that will be the end of our class. Please, if you have questions, ask. You see, this thing is very possible for you to now try it on your laptop and you're not getting it. Please let us know. It is normal. It is very,
My
very normal.
system is slow, please. I don't know what's wrong.
Just shut down your system. For those of us that used to sleep our system while hibernate, it's not good. So shut down the system and let it rest. That is the reason why it's like you are not sleeping. I know some people for the past 2 years now, they've not even shut down their system. It's not good. One day the system will not sleep, the system will not wake up. Oh. So please and please let us, once you are done with anything you are doing, shut down your system. Let it rest. So the next day you can continue. Your system is getting slow, shut it down, give it some minutes and roll it back. So any other question?
Yes, good evening. I do have a question.
Okay, no problem.
How soon are we going to have access to the video of today?
I think by tomorrow I should be done with the whole editing and everything. But you'll be getting it very soon.
It's going to be on the platform.
I'm going to be creating a YouTube link for you to have it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, no
Okay,
problem.
and don't forget the templates too.
No problem.
Important
The
stuff.
thing is, once you see that I don't drop it, you are very free to enter my DM. You are not disturbing. No.
Okay.
Just on the group, a friendly reminder, the template.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, no problem. Thank
Okay,
you.
no problem. So that will be the end of today's class. Thank you very much.
Good night.
I'll be waiting for you people tomorrow.
Sir,
Please join early
Sure,
so that I won't be going.
definitely.
One more thing, one more question.
Okay, Mr. Joseph.
How are we supposed to submit assignments?
Okay, that will be okay. Let's have tomorrow's class by 7:30. We are starting by 7:30. Everybody 7:30, please and please. So I will be telling you how we'll be submitting your assignment. 7:30. Please,
Sorry, sir.
everybody.
Joining that 7:30 is not the issue. But you know, for some of us that are Muslims like that, we want to pray first, you understand?
Okay,
So
okay.
that's the reason why.
You have the videos recorded, obviously, so you can always go back and check. But let's meet by 7:30 because I want to pass some information too.
Okay,
So,
I'll try.
Okay,
To
no
be
problem.
available.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mr. Joseph, thank you for that question.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay.